Hi everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60andMe. A lot of women in our community live by the water. We live by the ocean, on beaches, or by a lake or river. And I love water myself. It just has such a power to it. It has the ability to really soothe you and connect you with nature in a completely unique way. But it wasn't until I came onto a Viking river cruise that I really got an appreciation for a river and for what it represents and how it differs from the experience of an ocean. So I'd like to give you some thoughts and some ideas on what I think is different between a river cruise experience and an ocean experience. When I was a little girl, I had a couple of experiences on ocean cruises where you got on and you basically had to hold on to the stair railings the whole trip. The boat rocked back and forwards, and I was always taking Dramamine to keep my stomach calm. And I just had this memory of sitting in the dining room with wet towels on the table so that the glasses wouldn't shake about, during the rough nights. And it was really fun. I mean, as a child, I loved it. But now that I'm on this river cruise, it's just a completely different experience. For one thing, I mean, the river is deep and it's fast moving. It's very beautiful, the Rhine, but it's also got this kind of very gentle and soft, welcoming feeling to it. It's very placid, and even though you can see ducks and swans kind of bobbing about, it's very, very calm. And the really cool thing is that the atmosphere outside, the calmness of the water, really carries over to the essence of the cruise. And conversations are just calmer, quieter. They're just more intimate, and you feel like you can get to know your fellow passengers and the crew, and it's just that that different attitude to the experience, which is relaxing and peaceful and calm. When it comes to river cruising, I believe that the crew is really what makes the cruise special. I have met so many wonderful people here on this Viking river cruise. They are just unique human beings. I mean, they've got families and they live in different parts of the world, but they're here and they're just completely focused on the passengers. Oh, here's Kyle. Kyle is wonderful. Oh, he's always bringing me glasses of wine and Christmas cookies. Yeah. There's one other thing that I love about river cruising. I love the fact that the boats are small enough that they can come right into the dock in the city, and you can be exactly where you want to be. I mean, if you're on an ocean cruiser, you have to get onto a transfer boat and come into the dock. But on a river boat, you're actually right there in the middle of the action immediately. This morning, we actually arrived in Cologne. And if you can see behind me, we've got Cologne Cathedral, the beautiful vista, the bridge over the river. It's amazing, and it's literally a 10-minute walk. I went in this morning and I saw the cathedral. It was spectacular, but there's no delay. You literally get up in the morning, have your breakfast, put your coat on, and you can walk right into the heart of the city. And I think that's such a unique factor with a riverboat, that you really have that ability. The buses if it's a longer distance than a mile or so, the buses are right there waiting for you outside of the boat, and you just go off the gangway and the luxury bus, and you're taken right into the city. And it's just another beautiful convenience of a river cruise. One of the things that I really love about a river cruise is that there are all kinds of places you can go to be quiet and to reflect and read, meditate, knit, whatever you like to do. There's an intimacy about the environment. And on an ocean cruise or a large cruise, there's so many people, there's so many distractions, lots of buzz, that you really get caught up in that energy. But what I love about this ship is that there's such an intimate feeling, and I can, find secret places that I love. For example, when you think of a dining room on a cruise ship, you think of 100 tables and lots of noise and clanging dishes. Well, I have found this amazing little place on this cruise ship where there's it's like a little terrace dining room, and it only has about 10 tables, but we sneak up here every night and get our food here because there's a sense of quiet and peace, and you can have a conversation with the wait staff. Like, for example, normally you plates delivered, your dishes there, it tastes good, but the experience that I have had had is that we have a great gentleman here who serves us our food, and he is so entertaining and so funny and wonderful. He tells us his life story and about his, his family and his home. And after a couple of nights, I feel like I know this person. Like I've known him for years. And when he says to me, how are you doing? He actually expects me to answer and to tell him how I'm doing and to share something of myself. And it just feels like there's a connection. On a larger ship, of course, you've got so many people, you just have to get through the day. But here you're allowed to stand and talk to the visitors on the ship and give them your time and give them your heart and your attention. And it's really a difference, that intimacy. And also, I have met so many cool people, other travelers. And you can forget all the stereotypes that you have about people on cruises. They're just wonderful, normal people like you. They're working people. They're from all over the world. And I have actually met a gentleman who lives in a city that I used to live in. We've got another person we met who was actually from the town where my son was born. And so we've just had this constant dialogue with people, getting to know them. And I feel like even though we won't go away great, friends, we've made a connection here on this beautiful ship. And that's part of the beauty of this environment. It encourages that kind of closeness. So I'm going to have my glass of wine here and settle down for the evening. And thanks for being on the journey with me, everyone. Thank you.